Hey guys, it's Cant again. This is going to actually be a review for something that actually does not premiere till March 31st. This is going to be my review for the series premiere, or the pilot of the TV Land original series, Younger. Now, Younger was a show that I really wanted to check out for a couple of different reasons. As I said, this doesn't premiere until March 31st. It's on Amazon right now. You can watch the first episode on Amazon. I figured I'd watch it because I have a lot to watch March 31st. I don't really know if I'll have the time on March 31st to watch this. So I'm going to talk about basically a plot, what really intrigued me about the show. First of all, it stars Sutton Foster, who, if you're a Broadway fan, you know who Sutton Foster is. You know who she is. You know how talented she is. That is one of the biggest reasons I wanted to check it out. Other reasons was because I thought the premise seemed very interesting. And plus, it's a kind of an original concept, which I really do like, and I think it's actually a very funny concept as well. So I checked out the pilot, and I'm like, I don't know how this is really going to be, because it could have been very stupid. But overall, after watching it, what I think of Younger, I really like this show. I do. I think it has a lot of charm to it. I will say this, I don't think everyone's going to like this show. I don't think it has a specific target audience, but I think a lot of people are not going to like it. However, I really like it. I think it's a very funny show. It's a very different concept, and I definitely really enjoy it. Let's get to the basic plot of Younger, which I'm not doing a recap because this is a dramedy, and there's not too much to happen in this first episode, so let's just get into it. Basically, we focus on this girl, Liza, who she is this 40-year-old. She just recently got divorced, and she had to put a job on hold for a little bit. She had a sabbatical because she had a daughter, and she wanted to raise her, but now that daughter is now living with her father. So she's trying to now look for a job, basically, to get her life back, and she realizes that a lot has changed since she last put her job on hold, and she's 40, and it's really hard for her to, it's really difficult for her to get a job because, when you're 40, you start to not get as attractive and things like that, and she really is upset about that. So she ends up going to a bar with this guy who ends up hitting on her, who is much younger than her, and he doesn't think anything of it, her being as old as she is. So her friend decides, her friend Diana decides that she should try to, her friend Maggie, in order for her to basically, to get a job, she should get a makeover and basically tell everybody that she is actually 26. And she ends up becoming very successful. She actually gets a job in a law firm, in a publishing firm, and basically that is the plot of Younger, and nobody knows that she isn't 26, and I definitely really like that plot. I think it's a very funny plot, it's very original, and that's one of the things that I definitely love about the show, is that it has a very original concept. I don't really think I've heard of anything like that before, and I definitely enjoy that because I like it when shows have original concepts, because it shows like they are not running out of ideas, and I definitely really enjoy that this show is very, very original. That's something I'll say right off the bat, is that this is a very original show. Yes, it's not original in the sense that she has a secret that she has to keep from other people, but there are things that this show does that I absolutely love that I definitely want to talk about. First of all, let's get to the acting in the show. Now, again, I can see if someone does not like the show. There are people who I usually recommend TV shows to. I'm not going to recommend to them this show because I think this show, some people are not going to find funny. They're going to find it stupid. They're going to find it only for girls and things like that. But no, I mean, I can put up with a show that's written for girls. I really can. I mean, as long as it's funny, it works for me. And I think all the acting here is actually very, very strong. I'm going to talk about some highlights here and there. First of all, Sutton Foster is great in this role. She's always great. I've never seen Sutton Foster give a bad performance. She had a show on ABC Family called Bunheads a couple of years ago. It was canceled, and I never really watched that show, but I really felt bad for her, and I hope that this show does not get canceled. One of the things I really like is that her role, she is very good in this role, definitely. She's very funny, and you also feel bad for her because you really want her to do well, but you can see that she's not doing as well as she wants to, and you do feel bad for her because that's one of the things it should do. It should get you to care for the main character. And she has some but however, I will say the first few minutes when she was 40 wasn't as convincing. When she turned into 26-year-old, I was completely sold. When she got that makeover, she got absolutely hilarious, and I laughed hysterically at her character. She's so funny in the show, really. Her having to be this 26-year-old is absolutely hilarious to watch. I mean, she goes all out. She starts referencing all these modern day things. She starts basically talking like Shoshana from Girls. Think of Shoshana from Girls. That is who she is basically pretending to be, and I love that. The funniest moment is when she's at her job, and she changes her ringtone to the song Ass and Titties. Oh my god, I lost it at that. That had me cracking up, and it's really funny. I will say, I do hope at least we get to hear her sing one song. I don't think the show's going to really involve singing, but we know that she's so talented that I really hope we do at least get her to sing at least an intro. I'll really like that because I think she'd be really good at that. Debbie Mazur as her friend Maggie, I already love her character because she's so... She really supports her. She really wants her to make this decision. She thinks the best idea for her to do this, and you really do like her character. I think she definitely is very good in this role. We don't see too much of her. She gives her the makeover, though, and it definitely was very funny in those scenes she gave her the makeover, and I definitely really do like her character. Have to say, Miriam Shore, though, as Diana Trout, steals the show in so many scenes. She is so good in this role. She's totally going to be the next love-to-hate boss kind of character. I mean, you know when you have those TV bosses in comedies that are completely cold-hearted and you want nothing to do with them? Well, I really like the idea of her character, though. We find out why she's so cold-hearted in this episode, because she claims that she's 45, basically, that she's actually like 45, but she's probably much older, and she doesn't like any of the people working there because they're younger than her. Therefore, they're easier to get hit on, and she's kind of just jealous of them. One of the things I'm definitely looking forward to is I really hope we go more in depth with her character, because I think that's actually very interesting and a very cool concept, and that's one of the things I like about the show, is that every character you really do care about. And I think her character, honestly, is probably the most relatable for women in their 40s, definitely. I think middle-aged women are going to dig this show, definitely. I think that's really going to be the big target audience. It's TV land, so obviously it's going to be the big target audience. I think people my age will like it because not just Sutton Foster, but also because of constant references and things like that. I think that's really good as well, and I think she did a very good job in that role, definitely. Nico Tortorella as Josh, this is the guy that hits on her. We didn't see too much of his character in this episode, but I think we're going to definitely see more of him. I do like his character. He's very sweet to her. I like that he really doesn't think, just because she's 40, he doesn't think of anything of her age. To him, her age is just a number. Age is just a number. He doesn't think much of it. Now, I will say, for me, when I think of a girl as hot, when they're, like, past their 40s, I don't really think of them as hot anymore. But I can see what he says. I mean, Sutton Foster is an attractive woman. I have to say, when she turned into a 26-year-old, she's hot. I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna, like, say that she's not, because she is. She's a hot woman when she turns 26. And I have to say, Nico Tortorella really does a good job of showing that. That's something that I definitely like seeing on this show, is seeing the male perspective as well, which is something I didn't know that we get to see, but we do get to see that, and definitely really enjoy that. However, my favorite part of the show by far is Hilary Duff's character, Kelsey Peters, because I think the strongest part of the show is Liza and Kelsey's bonding. Because Kelsey, of course, has no idea that Liza is actually, which, of course, she's not using the name Liza when she's 26 either. She's calling herself Leslie. And I think it's really cool that she's doing that as well. But Kelsey has no idea that she is 26. And I mean, that she's not actually 26. So there's so many funny moments with them. I mean, there are scenes, well, she'll just start. I mean, the scenes where she's telling her that Diana is this 40-year-old woman who's jealous of everyone, you just see the look in her face like, oh my god, I wish that was me. And she has to, like, hide that. And it's so funny to see. I will say that I definitely do like seeing the drama in the show. I definitely feel like Kelsey is going to be the first person to find out, definitely. I mean, Josh knows, Maggie knows, but Diana and Kelsey are really the only two people that don't know. I definitely feel there are going to be some more characters as the show goes on, which I also really enjoy. I also want to talk about the one that plays her daughter. Her daughter, I really like their dynamic as well, because her daughter really wants to come home, but she wants her to experiment with her father, and I think she just wants to to have her father in her life. Now, we don't know too much of what happened between them. I want to find out what happened there, why they get divorced, what happened to them. I want to see some flashbacks of her maybe being on a sabbatical or whatever. I think that'd be interesting to see, and I definitely hope that the show does that, because I think it'd be cool to maybe experiment that. That's something I definitely really enjoy. But the scenes between Liza and Kelsey are so funny, and honestly, I see these two becoming very good friends. When Liza tells Kelsey that she's not 26, I think Kelsey's still going to want to be friends with her. I think she really is that good of a friend, definitely. I mean, she totally is the typical 26-year-old. I will say, the show is very, very stereotypical. If you are a person that does not like stereotypes, you're not going to like this show. I am going to say that right off the bat. But that is part of the fact that she is pretending to be 26, so that's why it's so stereotypical, because she's just being a stereotypical 26-year-old. There is that. But if you guys don't really want stereotypes on a show, then I would not recommend this show. However, as I said, the show is very, very funny, definitely. It's very funny. It had me cracking up a lot, and a lot of things. I didn't expect to really laugh at the show, and it's very funny. I think the strongest part of the show definitely is the writing. The writing to the show is fantastic. I mean, it's so interesting. You're never bored with it. As I said, the first, I'd say 6 minutes, I was like, this is okay. But then when she turned 26, I was completely into it, and I can't wait to see where they go from here. I think the writing is very strong in this show. I definitely really enjoy the writing. I think they have a really good idea of what they want to do, and definitely a very cool concept. The directing here is very strong as well, I have to say. Definitely, they know the tone, they know what they want to do with the show, and that's something I definitely really enjoy. Also, this is not really for the Son Foster Shrek generation, the people that saw Shrek the Musical and they're like little kids. That's not for them, because the show's surprisingly very vulgar, and I didn't know that. It's a 10 o'clock show on TV Land, but I didn't know TV Land would go that far. Like, they literally said the word shit in the show, and I didn't think they could do that, because I thought it is cable though, so I didn't think they could do that because it's TV Land. I didn't think they were about that, but that's really cool. I think TV Land is trying to get a little bit more edgier, which I definitely really do enjoy. Now, apparently this is based on a book, which I didn't know about. I haven't read the book. I don't know too much about it, but it is based on a book, and I think that's really cool as well. And I definitely really do enjoy that, and that's really cool. It's also based on a book. The other thing I definitely want to talk about the show is the way the show is shot. I definitely really enjoy as well. It definitely feels very young, and that's one of the things I definitely like about it. The references to Twitter, I really liked as well. There's this one subplot in the first episode where she has to make a Twitter account, and she doesn't know exactly how to do that, and it's really funny to see. If we could keep getting scenes like that, I'm definitely going to enjoy the show. If we keep getting scenes like where they were talking about how she doesn't shave her vagina, I thought that was very funny as well. There's this one scene where if we keep getting comparisons to Liza and Diana, I definitely want to see more of that. As I said, I think Diana and Liza are the two most interesting characters on the show. So I definitely want to see more of those two. I think Diana's eventually going to catch on. I mean, come on. Liza is like the most fake thing ever. Okay, I will say that it's not exactly convinced. She really is good at being a 26-year-old, but it's eventually, she's going to have to catch on eventually. I mean, just the way she talks and things like that, you can kind of just tell. Maggie, we don't know too much about Maggie's character either, so I definitely want them to go more in depth with Maggie's character, find out a little more about her, because right now all we've seen of her is just she's given Liza a makeover, and she wants her to keep it. Which Liza isn't really sure if she wanted to be 26, she really wasn't sure if she wanted to do this. But Liza said, Maggie basically said to keep it this way, and she would go on a date that way, so that's how she's going to look in this entire show, and I like that, definitely. But overall, guys, I really did enjoy the pilot of Younger. I think it's a very good show. I think if you guys haven't checked it out, I definitely recommend it. Again, certain people are not going to like it, as I said. People who don't like comedies, yeah, you're not going to like this show. If you don't want to laugh at a show, then you're not going to like it, because this is strictly a comedy. It is a dramedy with her daughter. I will say the other thing I like about the show is that it has a lot of heart to it, definitely. As I said, you care about all the characters. You really do. I mean, I care for Liza. I care for Diana. I care for her daughter. You really do care about all the characters on this show. But I'm very interested in seeing where the show goes from here. I think it's going to be really cool to see what they do. There are 11 more episodes after this one. So let me know if you guys saw the show. If you have seen the pilot, I definitely mentioned seeing what you guys think is going to happen. Are we going to meet Liza's ex-husband? Because I want to see that happen. I think that could be really cool to see. Is Kelsey going to find out Liza's true identity? Is Diana going to find out about it? Are we going to see more comparisons between Liza and Diana? I honestly want to see a Diana-centric episode just because of how interesting her character is, I have to say. Are we going to find out more about Maggie? Are we going to see more of that male perspective with Josh, which I really like seeing? I thought that was really good as well. But that's basically my review. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you guys thought of the pilot of Younger, and I'll see you guys in my next video, which will be for the series premiere of American Crime. So we'll see you guys for that. Okay, bye.